Hello, welcome back to Soul Search Sunday with Johnny Tiger on September 19, 2021. I've had a very eventful weekend. Kitten and I went to a concert by the Marianas Trench. We met up with some good friends for lunch, dinner, and got a lot done. We just basically been go, 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 go the entire weekend. Needless to say, I have not been able to get some time in to do any serious kind of soul searching. But not all soul searching have to be serious and meditating and deep and motivational and stuff like that. Um, a while ago, a friend of mine remarked that the older I get, meaning me, he said, Johnny, the older you get, the more devious and evil you seem to become. You seem to be more and more cynical and unconventional. And that really kind of made me think about myself. And because honestly, to some people, they may think that I am devious and mischievous and unconventional. But comparing to the person who fathered me, I am just a square. I'm just a straight arrow. I remember back in 2012 when I visited Taiwan, and me and my dad we were watching his history channel about one of the Chinese emperors, the Emperor Taizong from the Tang Dynasty, and the documentary was showing how Taizong plotted and schemed uh, and had his brothers fight each other, and then he murdered them while they were busy fighting each other, and that's how he came to power, and how he became the emperor. And I remember this very clearly because my father turned off the TV and he asked me, he said, what do you think of that? Well, if you were Taizong, what would you do? Would you murder your own brothers? Without thinking, I said, no, because to me that's wrong. To me, that's just like wrong to do. I would not murder them unless they give me no choice, unless they attack me first. Then I might kill them off in self-defense. And my dad just kind of paused, and I could just imagine him looking at me like I was some kind of simpleton or idiot child. In fact, he actually did call me an idiot child. He put his hand on the back of my head, not like he didn't slap me like hard or anything. He just like patted me on the back of the head. He said, "You idiot child, you. What do you think your brothers would do to you if it's a throne on the line? What do you think they would do to you? Do you really think that you have time to wait for them to attack you first before you defend yourself and kill them? There's no other choice. If there's a throne on the line, you have to kill them as quickly as possible." I wanted to argue. I wanted to say but and if and what if and it's not that way. But the logical part of me said, you know what? He is right. I know my brothers. I know my sisters. I know my family members. And if it was a throne on the line, there's no way that I could trust them to coexist with me. They would try to kill me first. So I would have to do what Taizong did. I would have to plot and scheme and trying to plan to get rid of them as quickly as possible. Why didn't I think of that when he asked me the question initially? Because there's a bigger part of me that just said, no, that what he did, that's indecent. You don't just grow up plotting to murder your family members. That's just wrong. There's a part of me that tried to believe in the goodness of humankind, that doing the right thing, but things often don't work that way, as we all know. Conversation like that was very, very frequent between me and my father ever since I was little. Uh, my father would very randomly, very casually, and unexpectedly come up with a quiz or a question like that, just to see how me or my brothers would answer and how we think, how we thought. I remember this another incident of something similar like this. Um, my father asked me, and this was when I was in my early 20s, and just in the middle of us chatting, my father asked me, so let's say you are walking down the street and you find a wallet, someone's wallet. It has a lot of cash in it, and it has all the IDs and credit card and stuff like that. It's a full wallet. What would you do with it? Actually, my dad asked that question to me and my brothers, both of my brothers. We were, all of us, we were sitting and chatting, just kind of after dinner, and suddenly he came up with that question. If you guys are walking down the street and you find a wallet with a lot of cash and the IDs and credit card in it, what would you do? Uh, my younger brother said, I would just leave it where it was, and maybe the person would come back and find it. And my older brother said, I would keep it, of course. Finder's keeper, it's mine. And I said, I would bring it to the police station and hand it to the police. And my father first said to my younger brother, so you will just leave it. So what? Next person come along and take it and keep it, and you miss out on all that money and credit card. What? You're some kind of idiot? And then he turned to my older brother. He said, "Are you just going to keep the whole thing? Don't you know how aggravating it is? How much of a trouble it is to lose your wallet? What? You're cold-blooded? You're a thief? You're going to just keep the whole thing?" And by that time, I was feeling kind of like smug. I was thinking, yeah, I gave the right answer. I do the right thing. I take the wallet to a police station. And then my dad turned to me and said, you as well. What? You're going to take it to the police station and then what? Just do all that work for nothing? Go out of your way, take it to a police station? What are you? You have a lot of time on your hand to waste? You're some kind of idiot? And by this time, all three of us were like, well, okay, what would you do? We thought we covered all the bases, right? Like, what my younger brother say we'll leave it, and my older brother say keep it, and I say I'll hand it into the police. I mean, what other option could there be, right? And my father said, look, this is what you should do. I'll show you the right thing to do. If you take the cash, you keep it to yourself, and then you turn the rest of the wallet an ID and credit card into the police station. That is what you do. And the rest of us, we're just like flabbergasted. We're just like, okay, um, why is that the right thing to do? And my father said, first, uh, if you lose a wallet, which one are you more concerned of, the cash or the credit card and ID? I said, well, of course, the ID and credit card. He said, yeah. people who lose their wallet, the thing that bugs them the most is to have to cancel their credit card and replace the credit card and replace the ID. So, of course, we don't want to keep that. We don't want to make it that difficult for people. You want to turn that into the police, and then the police can see what's on the ID, and they can maybe track the person down, or if the person go to the police station, they can find their ID, wallet, and credit card. This is why you turn that in. Why do you keep the cash to yourself? Because for you to go to all that trouble to take that to the police station and go out of your way, you should be rewarded. You shouldn't be going through your life doing free work. Right? That's just not how you make money. You should never do anything for free. And third is you need the person to remember this experience. If the person get his wallet back with everything in it, maybe they will not learn a lesson. They will think they'll get things back every single time. Next time they'll lose their wallet again. But if they lose all the cash in the wallet, then that will be remembered. They'll remember this as a bad experience, and next time they'll be more careful. So by taking something from them, you will be teaching them a lesson and helping them in the long run. That's the kind of person my my father is when it comes to how unconventional, how different his thought process is uh, with regarding to a lot of things with the other people and things like that. Um, we have many, like I said, many conversations like this. I'll leave you guys with another one of these little golden gems from my father. This one was a conversation between us about 8 or 9 years ago, and my father, out of the blue, asked me. He said, "If there's a very rich guy who come up to you and offer you $2 million for you to get down on your knees and lick his boots. And that's it. No trick, nothing. You lick his boots, he give you $2 million. Would you do it?" Again, without a pause, I was like, no, no, I wouldn't do that. I I I wouldn't never do that. Like no matter how much the money. Again, he patted me on the back of the head and he went, "You idiot child, you have to do it." I said, "No, no, I don't have to. I don't want to make that money and then spend the rest of my life hating myself and feeling disgusted with myself. Why would I degrade myself doing that?" My father sighed and he said, "See, Johnny, this is why you will never make big money. You are unwilling to sacrifice for money. Let me tell you what is the right thing to do. When someone offers you $2 million for you to lick their boot, you lick their blah blah blah, insert your own explicitive here. You lick their boots, take the $2 million, you take that $2 million and make $10 million or $100 million out of it, and then you take $10 million, hire yourself an assassin, and kill the guy in the most gruesome fashion possible. Believe me, make you feel better afterward. You will not hate yourself for the rest of your life. You'll feel really good." I just sat there in shock because that thought just never occurred to me. It's just not how I would think about something like this. So in the end, maybe maybe I'm an idiot child, as he pointed out. Maybe I'm just too simple-minded, or maybe my father just operates on entire different wavelengths as a lot of us. Uh, Maybe that is the secret, how he was able to go to Hong Kong with nothing but the suit on his back and the tie around his neck and no ID, no money, and he was able to survive. Not only survive, he was able to come back to Taiwan 15 years later as a multi-millionaire. Maybe that's how he did it. Maybe in the end, like he said, I just cannot make big money because I don't, it's not that I don't, but I'm unable to even operate on that level. We are just simply not on the same wavelengths.